Hello my friends, this is Kevin, the Homemaker husband. Once again, I'd like to say welcome and thank you for choosing to spend a few of your precious moments with us. It seems like life is just getting busier and busier for us and for most people that I talk to. We're seemingly having to work harder and whatnot and be more thrifty all the time, but we'll do it because we have to, right? This video, or this part of the video, is going to be a little different because I'm going to ask a favor of you. This video is about Michelle, and it's about her birthday, which is October the 23rd. So actually, probably by the time you're watching this, her birthday will already have passed. When you start getting to be our age, birthdays look a little different than when you're a kid, right? We can't afford to be eating a whole cake, so we're not going to do a cake. She didn't want to do a cake, and that's perfectly okay. She wanted a specific kind of donut, and when we do that, I'll show you. Also, I ran out this afternoon and picked up a few things for her meal. I'm going to show you what they are. We are going to have this M&M steak that we like so much. This stuff is really very good. And she'd like to have a lobster, and I will go get her a lobster whenever she's ready. Whenever she says, I'm ready for my lobster, I'll go get it. I myself don't eat lobster, so she actually didn't want to have lobster because she was concerned about what I would eat. Do I look like I'm starving to death? But at any rate, we're going with that steak and these gourmet twice baked potatoes. Stuffed potatoes. I better not call them twice baked, but they're gourmet stuffed potatoes. They will be very good. So I picked up 2 packages of those steaks because we like them so much. And I picked up a package of this, the pork schnitzel. We've had this a couple of times before, and it's very good. And realistically, it bakes in the oven in 24 minutes. And so that makes it a quick meal if I get home late. And let's face it, I always get home late. Michelle often is eating pre-cooked meals. So when I get home early enough that I can make a meal, even if it's not completely from scratch, we do that. And those are one of the things that we really enjoy. So as I said, from M&M, 2 boxes of the steak, pork schnitzel, and the gourmet stuffed potatoes. So, yeah. So I had said I was going to ask you to do me a favor, and I probably shouldn't do that. But as I said, Michelle's birthday, it's not one of the milestone birthdays, but when you pass a milestone and have a birthday after that, some people have trouble with that. I myself, doesn't matter. But anyway, it's not about me. Stay tuned. And should I talk about, I'm not obviously going to tell you what I got her because she's going to edit this video. But after the fact, after her birthday, if she so decides, maybe we'll show you just a couple little things anyway. So stay tuned. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much food because it's on a big plate, but this is a 6-ounce steak and one of those gourmet stuffed potatoes. This is what Michelle asked for supper, and I might also add that Michelle doesn't like her foods touching each other. So far it works great. Now she's going to add a little barbecue sauce or whatever she likes there, and she'll decide if she needs to add any margarine or butter to the potato, but I suspect it'll be very good. And I'm having the same thing, so this even though today is not her actual birthday, because I work Wednesday, we're having a meal tonight. Wednesday, Kaylin's coming over. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do then, but we'll do something. Hopefully I get home in time. Okay, so I had said that we couldn't afford to eat a whole cake. I didn't mean we couldn't afford to buy a cake or make a cake. I meant we can't afford to eat it because we're old, and Michelle wouldn't want all the calories, you know. So this is what she opted for. There's a bakery not too far from here, and they make these donuts, and they are absolutely delicious. I mean delicious. Donuts are on my bucket list. I've literally never made donuts before, but one day, maybe I will. I had lit the candle and took a picture, which you will have seen by now, but I blew it out while I did this video so that it wouldn't melt all over her donut. But anyway, this is what she's having for her birthday. Instead of a cake, she wanted a donut. Chocolate, coconut covered donut. Delicious. Okay, I'm making 2 hamburgers. One for Michelle and one for myself. Obviously, that one there has seasoned salt on it. Michelle didn't want any of that on hers. These are nothing but pure ground beef. No egg, no breadcrumbs, nothing mixed in. Just pure ground beef. I'm going to have a cheese slice on mine, and I'm going to cut a couple little strips of that ready-made bacon, so mine's going to be a bacon cheeseburger. And the worst thing that I'm going to have, I don't care what anybody says, the worst thing I'm going to have with this is the bun. So anyway, there's that. I'll give you a few snippets today of what's going on. Have a little something that I want to share with you in a little bit, so stay tuned. Okay, and this is a Salisbury steak, 100% homemade. Yeah, just 100% homemade. For those of you that are concerned about that, I am going to ladle some of the gravy over these patties here. And it just come out of the oven. It's been out of the oven long enough to stop the rolling boil and bubbling that the grease and gravy was doing. There is, when I say grease, there's a little fat that's come off the meat, but that's flavor. So this is part of our meal plan for the week. And as I said, there is more to come, but this is just part of the meal. We're gonna make chicken for tonight and potatoes, and there'll be potatoes and peas that go into each individual meal for the week here. So there's obviously 7 pieces of meat there. It's probably going to be 7. Makes sense that there's 7 meals, but there could be 8 or 9 because Michelle doesn't necessarily think she wants that much meat, but we'll see when it comes time to portion it out. If you haven't figured out by now, this video is going to be a conglomeration of shorter videos and maybe several topics. I'm going to make it over the course of this week. It's still not Michelle's birthday, actually. But I'm going to show you something right now that I got for her and explain to you why I got it, why she has it early. First, I want to make this very clear. Michelle and I are not people that want to brag. These gifts that I got her are really not very expensive. This one I'm going to show you right now was a very practical thing and needed, okay? So you wouldn't get any gloating out of us. Number one, we would be just absolutely stupid for us to gloat about anything because we don't have much. And guess what? We don't need much. We really don't. Anyway, the Lord provides everything we need and then some. So let's get right to that, and I'll explain it a little bit, and well, you're just going to see. I'm going to show you the box that it came in first. It explains an awful lot. Anyway, just the box right here. right? You can read that. Anti-nausea wristband. And it's Emeterm fashion. Now, we've watched some things on YouTube about this, and it's not a fly-by-night thing. It's not a Mickey Mouse thing. Michelle has been wearing it, and I'll show you her actual one. This is what it looks like, right? Basically, if you've heard tell of a TENS machine, that's sort of what this is. There's the back. These are the little, I'm going to call them electrodes, for want of a better term. That's literally pretty much what they are. If you understand the concept of TENS, it sends electrical impulses into wherever, right? This one was specifically designed or developed and designed, or designed and developed, whatever's the most proper, for nausea, right? Without going into too many details, this thing that Michelle has, she has a lot of nausea. She actually had shown me this, and she said she didn't think that I paid enough attention, or I'm paraphrasing, I'm using my own words, but she didn't think that I would ever get her this. And I had totally intended to keep it, to give it to her on her birthday, her actual birthday, but she was having such struggles with nausea. She has forever, but and she has a pair of C-bands somewhere, right? But she hasn't used them for years. But anyway, so I got this. I got it off Amazon. I bought it during the Prime deal days, so I saved 22%, right? Trying to be a good shopper like Michelle is. And actually, it came 2 days or 3 days early, and it just so happened that the day I brought it in the house in its package, which she would never have known, right, what it was, she told me that she was having a lot of nausea. Her stomach was very upset. So what you do with it is basically it goes about there on your wrist, and yes, there you can see my tattoo. 2 P's. That's the same name our cat has, right? 2 P's. And while I'm at it, I'll show you something else. But it goes right there and stimulates the nerves, obviously, and goes to the part of the brain that goes to your stomach. And she says it works beautifully, beautifully. So, yeah, that's one of her gifts. She got it a week ago Friday. So anyway, right? And she says it works very well. This one came with a long strap here and a shorter strap. And it also, if you'll notice right there, those 2 little brass colored buttons, that's the charging point or port. It has a magnetic wire that clips right there. It actually came with 2 of them. They plug into your laptop, your whatever, right? They plug in, and she says it works very well. So I'm super happy that I got it for her. Got the color that she wanted. She showed me that she liked, you know how you can scroll along there and pick a different color. Well, when she showed it to me, she showed it in this color. I know she likes that color. So I got it for her. And as I said, she went on YouTube. We watched some videos on how it worked, how it was developed, and how to properly wear it, charge it, everything. So that's what it is. If you have troubles with nausea, seasickness, illness, medications that upset your stomach, anything, which she has some medicine that upsets her stomach, and part of her condition, she has a lot of nausea with it. So yeah, that's something that we would recommend. I don't have a store or anything linked to this channel. So if you go buy one, I don't make any money. Maybe I should have. So now I want to show you something else. For whatever reason, there's always somebody. We live in a rented apartment, as you know. There's always somebody that thinks they need to be in here for something, right? So one day here, a few weeks ago, Michelle said to me that somebody opened our front door. And listen, if Michelle says somebody opened her front door, because she said at the time, she thought, oh, Kevin's home. But then she looked up at the wall clock and there's no way I was home, right? But she said the door opened and closed. And we deadbolt this door, always. When I go out, I lock it behind me. When I come in, I have to double check sometimes, and I'm sure you guys do this too. I have to double check to make sure the door's locked because it's such a reflex. I just do it. Lock the door, right? So anyway, there's that. And there's another reason that I can't go into why Michelle, we always talked about, or not always, we have talked about for some time about getting security cameras, right? Now, as you know, Michelle and I have quite a bit of stuff in here. And one time, actually, it was the last time Michelle and I had to go out. Not the very last time. A couple of months ago, Michelle and I had to go out. Maybe it was 3 months ago. Taking her to a doctor's appointment is what it was. And when you come back, the air conditioner temperature, we knew that people were coming in. But anyway, when we come back, the air conditioner temperature was adjusted. So we knew that they had been in there. So we said right then, we're done. We want cameras in here. So if we're not here, we can watch what these people are doing. And as I said, there's another reason or two. We wanted a camera. So Michelle actually found some on Amazon. Now I'm going to jump ahead in the story a little bit. We got 2 cameras, and she says that she thinks we paid $60 for them. They're not a super fancy camera. You can go very cheap, you can go very expensive. You can do, as you know, all sorts of things. Anyway, she bought 2 cameras, and she said she believes they're $60. She'll probably put here on the screen how much. Anyway, one of them, for whatever reason, they're connected through our Wi-Fi. We can watch them on our phones. We can get notifications. I can get notifications. I currently have the notifications turned off because every time the cat goes or something, excuse me, I'll get a notification to my phone. I can go on my phone and log into the cameras and see what's going on here. Obviously, I'll tell you, we have 1 camera in the bedroom, 1 camera out here that I'm going to show you in just a moment, and we have a camera in the pantry. Now, one of the cameras went offline, and we couldn't get it back on, couldn't get it back on. Then we got this letter. So I said to Michelle, get another camera. We had talked about wanting another one anyway. So she went online, got another camera. It's a different brand. It's actually a little better, probably. I'm not actually going to show you that camera, but I'm going to show you one of the other ones, the one that went offline. I got it reconnected, of course, after the 3rd camera came. I got it reconnected, and so now we've got the whole place covered, our bedroom. And I'll tell you, if something were to happen that I never heard from Michelle for a long period of time, and by a long period of time, I mean if we got into 4 or 5 hours and if I had been texting her and she hasn't answered, I get concerned sooner. But just a normal run-of-the-mill day, try to leave her alone. I'm not always very good at that. But if something happened that I hadn't heard from her for a long time and I have texted her and she hasn't responded and I can't tell that they're read, I can go on my phone, open that app, and look and see what's going on, right? So I'm going to walk over here and show you the camera that's facing this way. Right now it can actually see me. We have them set so they're not recording. And what we'll do is Wednesday when these people are going to come, they're going to be turned on, set to record, so when they come in, we can see what they're doing, see what they're looking at, see if they're snooping, see if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing or not. One of the reasons I wanted to talk to you about this, these cameras that we have are very, very affordable. The set was $60, she said. That camera in there was $30, right? They both have to be plugged in, and then they connect wirelessly to the router. You can buy them obviously with batteries. You can buy them with battery backup. These ones right here, I could plug them into one of my little portable battery. Do I have one right here that I can get? I don't. I took it in the bedroom, but at any rate, you know, you can buy these little battery backups, charge your phone, charge anything like that. If the power went out, I could just plug them into that if I thought I needed to. But anyway, let me walk over and I'll show you that one. And then I'll show you the best part. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, I realize that the lighting isn't the best over in this corner. But here's the little camera. It has a base here like this. You could mount it to the wall, and that can be aimed back and forth. You can see by the green light that it's on, powered up, right? When I come out in the morning to do my devotion, I'll see a ring of lights, red lights around there. There's 6 red lights. It's infrared. These things see in the dark as well as we do in the daylight. The only difference is they're seeing basically in black and white, right? So you can see it's tiny. It's, like I said, plugged in. It has a wall adapter. It's plugged into the wall, but you could plug this into your computer as well, right? So anyway, that's what the camera looks like. It wouldn't weigh a quarter of a pound. It's probably 4 or 5 ounces. It wouldn't even be that with the cord unplugged, right? You can put it anywhere. It is, I mean, if people look at it, they're gonna know what it is, but it's not so intrusive or obtrusive, whatever's the right word there. Anyway, it's small, put it anywhere, and it works very well. So stay tuned. A little bit more on this subject. Those of you that have watched for very long know that I'm not a real techno geek. I say that in the nicest possible way. If you know technology really well, and if you get along super well with technology, not my term, and I have nothing but respect for you. I'm not real computer savvy at all, which is probably quite a shame, really, and I will have to learn a little bit more as we go along. But these things here, technology has gotten cheaper, it's gotten easier to work with, and more attainable for even people in my socioeconomic class. I'm not very far up on the totem pole. Anyway, I would like to recite to you an interesting fact that Michelle told me just today, and maybe I will. You're going to see, I'm going to basically turn my back more to the camera here, but anyway, if you can see that, I'm going to try to get in the picture here a little bit. Okay. I'm over here, right? So I'm going to try this a little bit. You see, this is another thing that I can do with this camera. And I'm so well hidden behind the pole there. Maybe you can see me waving my arm, right? There's my face, for as scary as it is right there, right? So you can really do a lot of zooming there. Just happens to be that the icons on Michelle's phone are mostly covering my face, so you're being spared anyway. But you can zoom in if you want to fixate on an object, right? You can do that. You can see this right there is Michelle's treadmill, right? So, yeah, we have a lot of stuff. I try to keep it as neat and tidy as possible. But anyway, it's not about that. I want to show you. Oh, Michelle's watching church, right? So she got a notification. This is her phone. But anyway, I guess I said that. Yeah. And there's lots of things you can do with it on the phone. The camera, as you can see, covers the whole room. And you can drag and pan, right? And look at the detail. That's a pillow that Michelle ordered a long time ago. I don't think you can really read it, but that camera will zoom in quite a bit and give you quite a bit of detail. That's a pillow that's shaped like a dog's footy, and me, Michelle, and poor Noah, right? And the Bible says, we still talk about you. And he says, I know. Heartbreaking stuff. But anyway, the camera, you can switch from camera to camera here, right? Now the camera that's in the pantry looks out this way, and, well, maybe I'll show you real quick, but a close-up of the camera. I'm not showing the pantry just yet. But anyway, yeah. So it's quite a rig, and you can do a lot of things with this app. Record, you can set it to record, you can turn it on, you can turn it off. If Michelle wants privacy in the bedroom, she just puts the camera in privacy mode, right? Now, the truth of the matter is, when she has it in privacy mode, I can go on my phone and turn that privacy mode off and see. But I sure as jingles wouldn't do that, right? Because she wants privacy, she wants privacy. So anyway, I'll show you that other camera real quick, a close-up of it, and that's probably going to be enough for this video, but we will see. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, this is the third camera. It will rotate 360 degrees. The camera there pans up and down. It zooms. It zooms in, zooms out, obviously. Yeah, it's a really neat camera. It can be attached, like it could be attached on the ceiling. Right now it's obviously sitting on the shelf. It could be attached on the ceiling. You just have to go in and switch the settings, right? It's a great rig. The reason it's in here, as I said, it looks out. You can see into the kitchen, clear to the wall over there. It picks up the cat all the time. That's why you see no lights on this right now, because this is in privacy mode, because we don't need to be recording anything. On Wednesday, when them fellas come, this will be turned on. They're going to come in here to look at the water heater. They'll look at the washing machine, and they'll probably look at everything else. And this is what I'm interested in. If they glance sideways, I don't care. I don't, you know, I would be looking around too when I walked in. But I want to see how they're behaving, and I want to see what they're doing. But anyway, one moment. So I guess what I'm saying is I'll be able to know if they just legitimately look at the water heater, if they check the smoke detectors, anything like that. If you had somebody that was coming to work on your furnace, say, you could take any one of these cameras, because they are portable, and set them up so you could see exactly what they're doing. You could, you know, nothing like a camera to keep people honest is what I'm saying. They're very affordable, and I think it might be a good idea for some of you. Obviously, you know your situation. If you think that you need a camera, you can get one. They work very well. So anyway, yeah, we'll see. Maybe this is all that will be in this video. It's gotten quite long, but anyway, we will see. Bye for now. That is a nice dog. I might have missed some of it, but what an incredible sunrise. I knew it was going to be prettier. We knew it was going to be prettier earlier, because of that definition line there. The clouds and the sun was coming up. You could see it. And now it is reflecting on the sky. It is really quite pretty. God has his paintbrush out this morning. Beautiful.